Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in today's tutorial we'll be learning how to draft this underbust corset dress. So if you're interested in knowing how I achieve this, please do not forget to hit on the like and the subscribe button, and do well by turning on your notification bell so you can get notified when next we upload a new video. And actually this is the part 1 to this tutorial. So in the next class I'll be teaching you how to sew this. Okay, so guys, let's get straight into the video. So first we are just going to, this is my start line. I came down by 1 inch to get my start line. So I'm going to determine my bust point. So the bust point I'm working with is 9 and my underbust is 12.5. So I'll go ahead and mark 9 inches and 12.5 inches. Then I'll connect with my ruler. So guys, next I'm going to be measuring my half length, which is 15.5. So I'm just going to place my tape at the shoulder and mark 15.5 or whatsoever the measurement you are working with. So this is my bust point, this is my under bust, shoulder to under bust, and this is my half length, that is your shoulder to your waist. Now from the half length I'll go down by between 5 to 6 inches to get my bust line. So I'll be using 5.5. You can use 5 inches, you can use 6 inches. So I'm just going to connect like this. So this serve as my bust line. Okay, just go ahead and label it. So from the bust point I'll be going up by 1.5 to get my chest line. Okay, or you can divide your bust measurement by 6 plus 1.5. That will give you your chest line. So the next thing, I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement, which is 14 divided by 2 is 7. And also I marked 2.5 inch as my neck width. If you are working with a bigger measurement, you can use 3 inches. So from that 7 inch, I came down by 1 inch and I connected to my 2.5 to get my shoulder slope. So next, I'll take the measurement of my shoulder, I'll mark on the chest line, and I'll connect to get my armhole line. Okay, so the next thing, I'm just going to get the center of my armhole line and get the midpoint. I'll go in by half of an inch or 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I also go ahead and divide my round bust measurement by 4. What I have is 8.5, so I'll go ahead and mark 8.5. So we are going to connect these 3 points together to get our armhole curve. Okay, so I'm just going to connect to the half inch and use my curve to connect this. Can you see? So make sure you blend this up. Okay, we don't want any pointing area. So my bust span is 7 inch. I'll divide it by 2, 3.5. So I'm marking 3.5 on my bust point down to my bust line. So I'll connect with my ruler. Okay, so these are that line. So from the bust point I'll come down by 1 inch, and at the bust line I'm going to be using that intake of 1 inch, half of an inch on both sides. So if you are working with a bigger size, you can use 0.75 on both sides, that is the dart intake will be 1.5. so I will connect from the bust point down to that half of an inch. Okay, so this is what you do. So can you see? So guys, the next thing, from the shoulder I'll be determining my neck depth. So I can actually use my chest line, I can use my bust point. So this totally depends on what you want. So I don't want this too revealing, so I'll be using 8 inch. From that 8 inch I'll go in by half of an inch. You can just go ahead and mark it out. Can you see? So I'll for the neck width I will be using 3 inches. So I've connected 3, I've marked 3 inch, so I'll be connecting it down to my neck depth. I don't know, this didn't captured well, so I'm sorry for that. I didn't know about this not until when I was editing. So I'll be connecting with my curve from that point now to my under bust. Please don't make this to be too curvy. Okay, so just place it and mark like so. So this is it. You're just going to connect to your under bust. So guys, the next thing, I'm just going to be adding my allowance, side seam allowance of 1.5. Okay, then on my waistline I'll divide my waist by 4. What I have is 7, so I'll be adding that intake of half of an inch. I'll replace it back. You have to replace this back. Then your seam allowance of 1.5. Then you are going to connect the point from the chest line to your waistline. Okay, so now I'm going to cover up this dart intake. I'm just going to fold it up, cover it up, then I'm going to connect from this waist down to this basque line with my ruler. I'm going to just connect it straight because what we have in the picture is a straight line and not curved line. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So guys, we are virtually through with the front pattern. So go ahead and draft the back pattern before cutting out, okay? Because we still need to work on the front later on. So I'm just going to mark my start line for the back, and going up by one I'll be going down by 1 inch. Okay, this will serve as our shoulder line. So next I'll be marking 1.5 our zipper allowance because we'll be having zip at the back. So go ahead and mark 1.5 for your zipper allowance. Okay, also I'll go ahead and mark my bust point. I'll mark my half length, which is 15.5, because we don't need the underbust. So the bust point is just to serve as a guide for us to get our chest line, or you can just go ahead and mark your chest line without rolling out your bust point. I don't know if you get me. So next, this is our bust point. I'll go up by 1.5 to get the chest line from the bust point. Okay, so this is it. This is our chest line. And also I'm going to determine my basque line. So from the half length, like we did for the front, I'll come down by 5.5 again, so get my basque line. Please kindly watch this video if you don't understand what I'm saying. It's not actually difficult. So that's it. So this will serve as our basque line. So the next thing, I'm going to be marking my shoulder, which is 7, and I'm going to be determining my neck width of 2.5, and from the shoulder I'll come down by 1 inch, then connect to my 2.5 to get my shoulder slope. Just the same thing we did to the front. Then whatsoever measurement I have on my shoulder, which is 7, I'll mark it on the chest line to get my armhole line. Okay, so guys, I'm going to be dividing my bust measurement by 4. What I have is 8.5. I'm just going to mark and connect to get my armhole curve. Also, I'll be adding my side seam allowance of 1.5 inches. And on the waistline, I'm going to be marking my bust span, which is 7 divided by 2, 3.5. I'll mark 3.5 on my bust point. I'll just connect it to the chest line, from the chest line to the basque line. Okay, so I'm going to extend it to my chest line. And also my dart intake is half of an inch on both sides, which that means the dart intake is 1. So I'm going to connect from that half of an inch down to the chest line. I'm just going to connect it straight up. Okay, so this is our dart line. So the next thing, on our waistline, I'm going to extend this waistline because we want the zip to sit well at the back. So from that point, I'll be marking 3/4 of an inch or half of an inch. Then I'm going to connect to the top like so. So this will help in eliminating bulginess at the back of your zip. We want the zip to sit well behind. Okay, so I'm just going to connect from the waistline down to the hem of the top length. Okay, so we are going to be cutting this part out, guys. Now, and for the neck width, I'll be working with 3 inches as well. And please, when taking your measurement, you are going to take it after your zipper allowance and not before your zipper allowance. Okay, so the neck depth I'm working with is 10 inch because I really want this to be low. So I'll be marking 10 inch, and I don't want V for the back, so I'll be making it a little bit curved. So this is it. Can you see? Just connect it up to the shoulder, and you're just going to extend this other line with your ruler. Okay, so this will serve as our zipper space. So next, I'm going to be dividing my waist measurement by 4. What I have is 7. Then I'm going to replace this dart intake of half of an inch. Okay, then I'll be adding 1.5 as our side seam allowance like we did on the chest line. Then I'm just going to connect like this. I'm also going to be covering up my dart so that I can connect my basque line. So after connecting, I'm just going to place my ruler and connect straight, just like you see me doing. Okay, so guys, we are through with the back pattern and this is the front pattern. So the next thing, we just go ahead and cut out. Go ahead and cut out just like you see me doing, and make sure you label the side front from the center front. Okay, if you are here to subscribe to our channel, please kindly subscribe and do well by turning on your notification bell so you can get notified when next we upload the second part of this tutorial. Remember, this is part 1 of this tutorial. And also, please like this video so that YouTube can make this video go viral, so other cellmates or designers can see this and learn from this as well. Okay, please like this video and always watch the video before downloading. This is the best way to help me and also grow my channel. Thank you so much, guys. After I was done drafting, after I was done cutting, this is what it looks like. So I'm also going to be covering up this other parts. I don't want it into piece, so I want to make it just one piece, no, and not two. So I've secured this with my masking tape, and this is it. We have one piece. So guys, for this other part, we are going to do slash and spread. I'm going to get the middle of my shoulder and I'll connect it. So I can decide to also get another line. This totally depends on the fullness. So I actually ended up using just the center line because I don't want this to be really full. Okay, so if in case you want this, so you can just slash through the lines, but I just went ahead to slash through the only the center, and make sure it doesn't cut through, just a little to the end, but don't cut through it at all. So the next thing, I just remembered I almost forgot something, guys. So I'm going to tape this back because we'll cut through this line, this curved line. So we're going to cut through it. So I almost forgot. It was when I was about slashing or transferring, that was when I remembered. So I'm going to cover this up and cut through that curved line. Okay, so it's still the same thing, there's nothing wrong, so we are still good to go. So this is what you should have and not the other way around. Okay, so the next thing, I'm now going to get a new pattern paper and we are going to spread this. Okay, we are going to open it up like so. So I'm going to tape this down. Okay, and also I just want 2 inches. So if you want 3 inches, you can open it up more, you can spread it more, but I just want 2 inches for the fullness. I don't want it to be really full. So guys, I'll go ahead and trace it out on my new pattern paper. Okay, just go ahead and trace it out, then cut out. This is it. It's not difficult and it's very easy. So in our next tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this. So I've transferred this to my fabric. I added half of an inch and this was cut on a fold. So I've cut the lining piece as well. Also, I've also added half of an inch at the shoulder and this other part, and I have 4 pieces of my fabric. I have 2 lining and 2 of the actual fabric. And also for the back, I added half of an inch at the top and also at this basque line. So that's it for guys, and I have 2 pieces as well. Okay, so for the sleeve, I'm not going to be using the sleeve we have on this, so I'll be using just a short sleeve, 9 inches by 11 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to make a curve and my fabric is folded on 4, so I'm just going to connect to get my curve like this. You can come down by 3 inches or 3.5 to serve as a guide for you. So this is it. I'm not going to be using the other sleeve that we have in the picture. I just want a short sleeve, but if you want to know how to draft or cut that kind of sleeve, I still have it on my channel. You can go through the channel or I'll drop the link in the description box. So guys, this is it. This is the final outcome. And also remember the ruffles. I've gone ahead to mark. You are going to subtract your half length from your full length, so and you are going to add 1 inch extra for the folding. After I was done calculating what I had was 21.5, so I added 1 inch for the folding. And also for the wideness, you just want this to be very long, okay? So I actually used 2.5 yard of this material to make this dress because I'm on a smaller side. So if you're working with a bigger measurement, you can use more than that. And this is 16 inches plus another extra inch of 15. So I have two of this. That's 75 inches in two places. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, and I'll be dropping the sewing aspect in the next class.